Hi, I'm Ross Newham, lifetime drug-free bodybuilder, and you're watching Natural Aesthetics. So in this video, I'm going to run through a hamstring orientated leg session, the second of two leg training sessions that I do each week at the moment. The first one is quad orientated. Before I start though, if I could ask you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Check out my Instagram page as well if you can, the link is in the description box below. And if you enjoyed the video, then give it a like. And also, if you can click on the notification button, the little bell icon, to be made aware of any videos I upload automatically. All that stuff really helps me out, guys. Really appreciate it. Okay, so hamstrings, a very important muscle to train. So the hamstring is responsible for knee flexion, closing the angle at the knee, much the same as the bicep is for the arm. However, it receives a lot less attention than the bicep, even less than the tricep, which is a shame because it adds a lot of overall girth to your leg size. Once you get your hamstrings developed, you'll really start to notice your legs really thickening up and getting that kind of overall balanced look. Much the same as if people train biceps really hard without too much tricep work. It just looks out of shape, doesn't look proportioned, really unbalanced. And it's the same with leg training. Too much quad, not enough hamstring can look really unbalanced, especially from the side. So it's something that I'm really trying to catch up with at the moment. For the first few years of my training, I didn't really train hamstrings at all. Didn't know about hamstrings. It wasn't even in my agenda to train. So doing a lot of work now to add a bit more thickness to the hamstrings to get it up to par to where my quads are, which will develop quite quickly. So the first exercise is stiff leg deadlifts, and it's one of my favourites at the moment, doing them with a bumper plate. So I'm increasing the range of motion by standing on the plate about 6 inches or so, and this makes the lift a lot harder, makes the stretch a lot deeper. So last week I went up to 145 for 7, and this week I went up a little bit because I went from the floor rather than the bumper plate, didn't have access to that today. So utilised 155k and got 10 reps out touch and go. The reason why I use touch and go is because I get more reps out on a certain weight. If I was a powerlifter and maybe using the exercise as an accessory for a regular deadlift, focusing on strength solely, then I would perhaps do dead start, focusing on moving the weight from a dead position. But I'm not. I'm focused on putting as much tension on the hamstrings as possible. So touch and go really helps out for me to get more reps. The next exercise is seated hamstring curls, and really this depends on the ergonomics of the machine. How well is it designed? Some machines just don't feel very good and you won't get a great contraction on the hamstrings. Other machines like this one feel fantastic, and you can really get a good pump on the hamstrings. So I do 4 sets on this, working up to a sort of moderate weight, nothing too heavy. The heavy work's been done already with the stiff leg deadlifts. And there are 2 main ways of doing this. One is a very forceful contraction where you almost, your whole body's rigid and you're overarching your lower back in an effort to get the heel back to the backside. This is what you'll have to do when you're lifting heavier loads on this or when you're really fatigued. But I like to start with a more relaxed approach. So I almost very delicately try and pull the weight down in my hamstrings, and I get a really good burn on the hamstrings by doing that. And then when I reach failure, I proceed to be a little bit more forceful with the reps. I point my toes up and I drive my heels down, arch my lower back, and then I'm able to get a few more reps out. I don't think the tension is as good as on the hamstrings as the relaxed technique, but I'm still able to get more reps out and further increase the intensity of the set. So I do a nice high rep set at the end of the workout on the seated hamstrings to finish up before moving on to laying leg curls. Did 3 sets on this. Same principle apply. I try to almost relax when I pull the first few reps up. The toes aren't pointed upwards, they're just relaxed. And when I reach failure, where I feel like I can't get the next rep out, then I really squeeze my toes, point them up towards my kneecaps. And this helps you get more reps out. You're able to maybe do a couple more, maybe 3 more, and finish the set off. So, as I mentioned before, it's not a completely focused hamstring workout, nor is the first one a completely focused quad workout. There's some carryover between the two, and I want to do a little bit more quads during this session, so I opted for this machine. A fantastic machine, range of motion is superb. I had to kind of slide myself into the seat to get the range of motion that I wanted. The hip's feeling a little bit better actually, I must say, so pleased with that. So I do as many reps as I can with partial range of motion, so just shy of lockout, and I try to keep it moving. And the burn you get on this when you do this technique is absolutely fantastic. You'll tire a little bit more quickly than locking out. So once you reach fatigue, you then start locking out. So I think I did 10 and then 5 with lockouts for a really good set. That's a really cool way of doing leg press or squats or anything like that. Maybe even leg extensions. You do your partials until the point of failure, and then you continue to squeeze a few more out with a lockout, and you'll be surprised with how far you can take that set. And now with seated calves at the end of the workout, I do 4 sets on this, and really trying to approach it with the same mindset as the seated hamstring curls, almost kind of gently trying to contract the muscle, really focusing on just squeezing the calf muscle. I don't grip the handlebars with my hands too hard. I don't tense my upper body. If I can't do, the reps that I'm shooting for, it doesn't matter as long as I can feel it and I'm getting a really good pump. And for me, I feel that a lot better in my left leg, which ever since I got nerve inflammation in 2014, I've suffered with getting the feel that I want on some of my left side muscles, especially calves. And that really helps if I just slow it down. Don't worry about the weight, don't worry about the reps, just go until you're really in pain. And of course, too many reps with light weights that are too light isn't really going to do the job. You don't really want to be doing more than 20 reps or so, but the point is to really focus on it and almost kind of relax into it and just squeeze the calf muscles without really contracting anything else. Now, during the first session of the week, when I train calves for the first time, I'm focused on progressive overload, maximally loading this machine as heavy as I can go, working in between sort of the 4 to 8 rep range. It's a really good juxtaposition to this particular style, and that's what it's about sometimes. Hitting the best of both worlds, you really can't go wrong then, can you? So thanks for watching the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, then please give it a thumbs up, really helps out. Subscribe to see more. Stay strong.